Preparing our young people for future success is a challenge that we face time and time again. In the late 1980s, federal resources were poured into something called the SCANS Report. That stands for the Secretary's Commission on Achieving Necessary Skills. And its purpose was to determine the skills students need to succeed in the work world. After almost 4 years and untold taxpayer dollars, the Commission completed their work in 1992. Here's what they found. Relevant life skills, interpersonal, organizational, and critical thinking skills are linked to future success both in school and out. Except more than 2 decades later, the recommendations laid out by the Commission have never been formally adopted. If the goal of then President George H.W. Bush and the nation's governors at the time was to come up with a national standard, a curricula that could be placed in classrooms all over the country, that goal was never met. And if the federal government wasn't going to put those findings to use, Jill Segal-Chalsty decided she would. In 1992, she founded the Community for Education Foundation to ensure that all young people learn the communication, decision-making, and goal-setting skills they need to be successful in life.
We are changing the way children are learning for years to come, and we're changing the culture of public education. Most people know about the 3 R's, reading, writing, and arithmetic. I think we'd all agree that a lot of kids aren't even learning that today, because there's that 4th R, the skills relevant to success, that have been missing until now.
Chalsty called her curriculum and the services that support it the Overcoming Obstacles Life Skills Program. She decided to incorporate the recommendations included in the SCANS report. And in only a short amount of time, participating schools began to see results. Attendance and graduation rates went up. Cases of bullying and school violence went down. Educators found that kids introduced to the Overcoming Obstacles program were better prepared for college and for careers.
Okay, this morning we're going to be talking about working cooperatively as a group.
And now all schools can capitalize on the program's success without having to rely on local, state, or federal funding to find a solution. The Overcoming Obstacles Life Skills program is being offered to school districts across the country at no cost to them. One district benefiting is the Charleston County School District in South Carolina.
So it's been very, very beneficial.
Paul Padron is the principal at Hot Gap Middle School in Charleston County, where educators are using the Overcoming Obstacles program in their middle and high school advisory programs. He confesses that at first his teachers were a bit skeptical.
When we first presented we're going to do this program, they look at, oh no, not another thing. But when they see how detailed, how well planned it is, how it changes lives, and how it affects, even the teachers seem like they're learning something from this program.
I'm a really creative teacher, or I wouldn't have agreed to teach the program.
Okay, today what we're going to do is we're going to work on problem solving.
Melody Morris teaches the 6th grade at Hot Gap Middle School.
And when I read over the curriculum the first time, I was very impressed with the hands-on approach, letting the kids the teacher be the facilitator and the kids actually lead the program, which I think is really important for them to take the ownership in it.
Kids like Alexandria Shanbria Brown. She says the program helped her learn to become a better listener, and now she has dreams of one day becoming a vet.
Well, I can honestly say that I've learned how to address situations better. I know how to use better body language to get my point across, eye contact, and also I just learned how, in general, to speak the proper way and have a positive attitude towards everything.
Participating schools say this life skills program offers fresh solutions to age-old problems. Graduation rates that are too low, incidents of bullying and school violence that are too frequent. The program's designed to ensure that young people are employable once they're through in the classroom, and it's all achieved by focusing on each student's social and emotional learning. The kids are at the heart of the program, but administrators find that Overcoming Obstacles is also geared towards their educators. Teachers say they're provided with the curriculum materials, the training, and the ongoing support they need to address a wide variety of topics, like conflict resolution and effective study habits. Each lesson contains step-by-step instructions and can be aligned with state learning standards. The program also offers training workshops and ongoing support services that are tailored to meet the needs and goals of each individual school district.
We're going to talk most today about the curriculum itself, but if you guys have questions about ongoing support or teacher training, just shout them out as we're going through it.
Educators say the workshops help them get comfortable with the curriculum by giving them an introduction to its methodology and hands-on experience with the materials. Teachers who use the curriculum say they've seen changes in their students, where some kids used to lack self-control or lose their tempers easily. That doesn't seem to happen anymore.
The biggest difference that I think I've seen with these students is how they respond to others, how they respond to adults, accepting feedback, positive or negative, accepting feedback from their peers or teasing, how they respond to everything throughout the day. I think that's the biggest thing that we've seen. I mean, it transforms the building. Just the attitude and even good mornings, are a little bit different. Everything just feels a little bit less heavy.
Before being introduced to overcoming obstacles, 8th grader Grace Wilgus used to do a lot of talking, maybe too much talking. Now, having been through the program, she says she's learned some better ways to express herself.
It helps me think more about what I'm doing. And it's not just like, well, say the first thing that comes to your mind, because I used to do that a lot, and I used to get called out for it a lot. And now it just makes me think before I speak.
Life skills were once assumed to be things kids learned strictly at home, not in the classroom, where educators were already tasked with teaching reading and math.
They assume kids come to you with those skills. And I think that the challenge is to shift the paradigm of the adults and really say, you know what? Maybe 30, 40, 50 years ago, that was the case.
Vonda Belusik-Voller is with the New York City Department of Education.
But in an ever-changing, fast-paced society, taking the time to teach kids to advocate for themselves, to be reflective about their actions and to take responsibility for their actions, I think those are things kids and adults don't necessarily see as responsibilities of schools.